The hills are alive with the sound of engines. It's race day at the Austrian Grand Prix. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 meters above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3.
So everybody has an idea of what they're expecting on circuit for conditions. Everybody going to be on that soft tire, more than likely. I do believe the soft medium here, and in most 25% races is the optimal strategy. Of course, you can flip that around and go medium soft, have a longer first stint. But for the most part, I do believe majority of these drivers going to be starting on the softs here as we are just awaiting tactical Velcro. Now, no formation lap here. We have 3 red lights on, 4, 5. And it's lights out and away we go. All drivers getting away relatively clean here. Not too much damage. A little bit of a tap from the Red Bull and McLaren driver back there. Or excuse me, the Renault. As we can see, a little shift of positions, and that's Vettel in the Haas. He's off at turn 2. As we move up through turn 3 here, we have a VSC deployed. Custom taking a severe collision penalty for tapping Rackety under VSC conditions. Finn currently in the lead of this race. All drivers going to be required to reduce their delta pace here on the opening lap. Of course, it is 18 laps of action here in Austria. Then we head straight on over to Suzuka, followed by Monza in Italy. So a lot of racing to be had here. Things are just getting started. As I believe we are now back to green flag racing. Finn off to a great start in the Racing Point. Mikau close behind him in the Mercedes, and Samus staying with them. Austria, a circuit with a significant impact of the DRS. A lot of these drivers are going to be aiming to get DRS here and stay within the appropriate time needed to keep that DRS. Henry into 7th now. Yoda has moved up into 9th. Velcro and Astrode wheel to wheel up through into turn 3 here. A little bit of a wheel tap there. It's a tactical Velcro on the inside. Velcro falls off Astrode. Astrode looking very quick on that soft compound tire. Velcro among one of the only drivers to start on the mediums here. Jasko and Luktra join him on the mediums as well. As Zamajo is absolutely blistering in that Williams. Keep in mind, he started at the back of the grid here. He's flying up. He's in 11th right now. We'll have to keep an eye on him as he makes his way up the grid. But it is Samus right now fighting with Mikau. Mikau dropping back into 3rd position there. Samus and him had a bit of a swap of positions here, moving down into the penultimate corner. Mikau going to be looking to gain some time back on Samus now, moving up through turn 1. Ricardo into the pits. Samus takes a 3-second time penalty on turn 1 after multiple warnings for exceeding track limits. Mikau with the DRS. Samus also at the DRS, trying to maintain that gap to Finn right now. And there's a big slide. That's Samus. He's off in turn 3. Mikau moves up into P2. Sneaky, BTF, Henry, Jean, Yoda, everybody benefiting out of that. And that's very unfortunate for Samus. He'll be looking to recover from, looks like 13th on the grid. Yoda has moved up into 6th position now as he overtakes Jean in the Alfa Romeo. Great action here so far. These sprint races are something else, and I really enjoy commentating them, as Jean is still going to maintain DRS range on Yoda, I do believe, moving through into lap 4. Not too much cooking at the front of the grid right now. Samus, though, hopefully his car isn't too damaged after that spin. It doesn't look like his wing has taken any damage, so fortunately for him, he should be able to move back up through this grid fairly quick, considering where he was at the start of this race. But those tires are definitely going to be feeling some wear after that spin on turn 3. Jean and Zamajo having a bit of a battle there. Zamajo is absolutely flying through this grid. Currently P7 from, I do believe, 17th on the grid. Fastest lap of the race is held by him. He's currently clipping and holding the fastest lap with a 106.4. Very quick race time. Henry trying to keep up with Yoda here, the Ferrari driver, currently in P5. The DRS on Austria, very, very powerful, but Sector 2, not too much DRS here. Only on the exit of turn 3 will they have DRS in Sector 2. Zamajo catching up with Henry. He is going to have DRS. We're going to see him make a move down the outside of Henry on the pit straight. You can see he's cleared Henry now, moving up through into turn 1. Henry sticking very close to the rear of Zamajo. Zamajo getting the move done here. Henry dropping back just a little bit. One thing to note, Sneaky now with the DRS, making a look down the inside of Mikau, moving up through turn 3 here, but he thinks better of it. Sticks behind the Mercedes driver, has the DRS through turn 3 now, moving up through Sector 2. Shout out from our friend in the chat, J-Tal, cheering on Finn, currently leading this race here in Austria. Sneaky trying to keep up with Mikau. Yoda in P5. He is gaining on the Toro Rosso that is BTFU 15. As more gaps are starting to form here through the grid, we are now going to be entering lap 6 in just a few moments when Finn crosses the line. Sneaky has jumped ahead into P2 as Mikau has gone into the pits very early here, looking for a serious undercut on the rest of the grid. Sneaky going to be looking to catch up with Finn here. He is currently 2 seconds away as Yoda is going 3 wide out of turn 3. That is BTFU and Zamajo fighting now. Zamajo getting the better of the Toro Rosso as we head down through turn 5. Absolutely crazy racing here so far in the opening phase of this race. We are only a third of the way through, and that's BTFU. He is off into the grass now. Jean, Astrode, Henry all moving up a place. Yoda as well in the mix. BTFU not going to be happy about that. Fortunately, no damage to the front wing of that car. He should be able to get moving relatively quickly again. Astrode up at the P7 in the McLaren. He has shown serious bursts of speed throughout the past few races we've seen him. Currently P7, Finn into the pits now. BTFU has decided to pit onto the mediums. He's deciding those softs are toast. Mikau, who we saw very early on in this race, pit for the medium tires. It should be coming out ahead of these guys. And he does. He is now up through into P13. Finn, the undercut not paying out quite enough for Mikau. Mikau has a little bit of a gap to catch up on our former race leader, Recycle Finn. Sneaky now leading the race. Zamajo, though, is going to be sending a message to Sneaky very, very soon saying, I want this race really bad. He's currently fighting with Sneaky on 6-lap-old softs apiece, and he is within 1 second. So he is going to try and get into that DRS of Sneaky moving through, but it looks like Sneaky going to go for a bit of an undercut here. Zamajo staying out. Sneaky into the pits now. Yoda staying out as well. Jean and Astrode also staying out, and that's going to be Henry and Sneaky into the pits here on lap number 7. Zamajo now our race leader. He's pulled quite a gap ahead of these other drivers, but he has yet to pit as well. So we will see if him staying out on track is going to benefit him in any way, as our former race leaders, Mikau and Finn, have already pitted. Henry into the pits for quite some time there. as Sneaky and him pitted very close together. You can see Ricky has moved up ahead of Henry here. And that's Gadwin and Finn fighting now. Gadwin losing out to the Finn driver in that racing point. He is currently gaining on the rear of the Mercedes Luchtra. As we'll go on board with the race leader here as he tries to make something happen on lap 8. That's Luchtra off wide into the dirt. So Finn getting some free real estate there as a result of Luchtra's mistake. Looks like Jasko going into the pits now. Finn's going to move up into P7, Rackety in P6. And we have another shuffle of the grid positions as a result of more drivers diving into the pits. We can see our race leader Zamajo into the pits now. Curious to see where he comes out, as Mikau has now moved up ahead of him. He's going to be looking to catch up to the Red Bull of Gadwin through turn 3 here. He is going to have DRS coming out through into sector 2. But Gadwin with the DRS on Luchtra as well. Luchtra on the 8-lap-old mediums. He is going to be moving into the pits soon, I imagine. As Mikau makes the move on Gadwin. A little bit of a switchback there. Mikau keeping it patient. Mikau with a nice move up the inside of Gadwin, but that is going to be the Red Bull into the pits. Yoda into the pits as well. Where is he going to come out here? He is going to be very close to the rear of that Renault driver, Sneaky. Rackety, and that's Velcro. Having a bit of a tap and a slide off of the circuit over in turn 3. Rackety still going. Velcro definitely lost out in the McLaren there. Very unfortunate to see that. Zamajo on the rear of the Mercedes Mikau now. He is absolutely charging in that Williams. Mikau doing a very good job of defending there. You can see Rackety struggling off wide into the dirt. Ooh, Zamajo with a very good exit here, heading through sector 3. And he's going to jump ahead of the Mercedes Mikau Luchtra into the pits now. Finn in the lead of this race. Of course, Zamajo on the fresher tires than Mikau. Finn and Mikau pitting very early for those medium tires for track position. Finn 3.6 seconds ahead of the very fast Zamajo right now. He is going to be looking to keep that lead for the remainder of the race on those medium compound tires. Ricky, Henry, and John, with Austria not far behind, having a battle here through sector 2. You can see Ricky there down the inside line. A little bit of a tap from Henry in the Williams, and that is John trying to keep up with those boys as Ricky currently sit in P6. Very nice for him. Henry, though, doing everything he can to catch up. And John, with his hands rubbing together, looking to see if he can find an opportunity. All of these drivers going to have DRS on the pit straight here. We're going to go on board with Austria, actually BTFU, as he has a front row seat to all of this action. And that's Henry making a move. Wheel-to-wheel action here through turn 1. Austria and Jean. Austria going way to the right side, trying to give Jean as much space as he can. BTFU almost getting clipped there. Everybody having DRS up through turn 3 now. This is a 5-car battle here for track position and points, as it is Ricky still leading the pack in that racing point in 6th position. Not too much doing on the front of the grid right now. This is the battle to watch, as Ricky is going to be looking to bring this pack together all the way up to Sneaky's back door here. Henry, though, taking 6th position away from Ricky Ciardo here through Sector 2 as we go down the long hanging left turn. This is still anyone's race as Zamajo and Mikau are catching up to Finn. Mikau being very smart, staying in the DRS of Zamajo as best he can as Zamajo works his way to catch up to the Finn driver with the race leadership position right now. Henry currently leading this train through up into turn 1. It is lap 13. Ricky Ciardo, nothing doing. BTFU up into 8th now. Jean and Astrodate have each dropped back. Astrodate and Jean, both on the hard compound tires, they are going to be having a bit of difficulty on those tires in comparison to these drivers on the mediums, and that's Rackety out of this race, and Custom taking a drive-through penalty after a severe collision with Rackety in the Renault. He is under VSC, though. I'm not too sure if he is going to get the green light to serve his penalty. I know for a fact that you can't serve it under full safety car, but I don't think he's going to get an opportunity to serve this penalty here. So he's going into the pits, he's getting fresh tires, and he's going to have to go through the pits once again. So very unfortunate for the Toro Rosso driver here, as all drivers now have had to slow down their delta pace as a result of that collision. Mikau in the hunt for serious points here in Austria, as he is doing everything he can to stay in the DRS of Zamajo up through this turn 2, turn 3 section in sector 1 of the Red Bull Ring. See, I do believe that is Custom, who is ghosted at the moment. It's possible that he's left or crashed out of this lobby. BTFU still fighting alongside Henry, but BTFU has broken away quite well here in that Toro Rosso. Apologies that we didn't catch that overtake on stream. We have Jean and Ricky Ciardo fighting now. Oh, and there's a big tap there. I'm not too sure if that's a lobby glitch or if that's actually going on with these drivers. It doesn't look like Ricky has any damage, so I'm going to chop that up to a lag incident. Very unfortunate to see that happen here on stream. But Jean into P8 ahead of Ricky now as we go through the penultimate corner. And that's Ricky with a beautiful move up the inside of Jean. Oh man, I really hope that that was crazy action there. We caught that on stream, but I do have to say that may have been lag, as Jean and Ricky getting tangled up as a result of some kind of lag going on right now. We'll jump back on board with Henry as he is looking to catch up to BTFU through into turn 3. We can see Mikau, currently in 3rd position of this race, has unfortunately dropped out of the DRS of Zamajo. Wheel-to-wheel racing with Henry and Ricky here. It is a crazy midfield battle going on right now as Astrodate, Jean, Henry, Ricky are all in the action. And while all this is going down and Henry is battling for P7 with Ricky defending, BTFU is able to break away in that Toro Rosso, which is very good for him. Sneaky taking a penalty, and with that penalty, I do want to bring up, as it is a relatively short race in comparison to what we normally run for the 50% distance league races, penalties are going to play a major role here, especially in Austria, as Henry making a move on Ricky up the inside now, going down into turn 1, both drivers with the DRS. Henry clear out in front of that racing point. Very nice move from him. Ricky, though, going to be looking for a switchback up into turn 3, as he's going to have DRS on Henry, and Henry is a sitting duck with no DRS of his own. Ricky moving up the outside. Very, very nice here from him. Henry with a good exit, though, but Ricky is going to have that DRS moving through sector 2 here now. Moving up the inside of Henry now. He makes it clear ahead of him. What a great battle we're seeing, but Henry with an absolutely beautiful exit on that turn. They are now wheel to wheel. Henry a little bit later on the braking. He maintains P7. Very nice from him, as Astrodite on those hard compound tires is doing a very good job of keeping up with Ricky. Luktra on the soft compound tires is fighting for position as well, and he makes an overtake around the outside of Aphrodite. He's looking very, very fast, and I'm going to have to take a look at the stops because he has only stopped once. I do believe he did start on mediums. So he is not going to have to stop again. So he is in very good track position right now on those soft compound tires. He is behind Ricky, who has 14-lap-old mediums, but he's making a move around the outside of Henry now. It's 3 wide up into turn 3, and that's Luktra out in front of everybody. As we can see, the beautiful aerial shot there. Henry with a beautiful exit getting out of that turn 3 out in front of that Mercedes. But Luktra is not done there. Wheel to wheel right now. Luktra on the quicker tire at the moment. Scrubs the curb a little bit there. Ricky has dropped back behind Luktra, and that's Aphrodite making a swift move up into 9th. As Ricky and John, unfortunately, suffering through lagging issues whenever they come together. Not too sure what's going on there. Luktra going to be doing everything he can to catch Henry here, as we have 1 lap remaining here in this race. With the DRS, is he able to catch up to Henry going into turn 1? Doesn't look like it. That soft compound tire definitely going to be feeling some tire wear now, but he does have a very good run out of turn 1 here with the DRS. Tapping that kink turn 2 now, moving up into turn 3. He is out a full car length ahead of Henry. Henry, a little bit late on the braking there, a little bit of a tap on the rear of the Mercedes. He is going to have the DRS on the Mercedes driver heading down through sector 2 here. Very tight wheel-to-wheel action. Henry looking like he got a good exit here. Very nice driving from Henry in the Williams as he makes it out in front of Luktra. Keep in mind, penalty is going to be playing a massive role here as Finn now crossing the line. Wins the race here in Austria. Zamajo P2, Mikhail finishes 3rd. Yoda crossing the line 4th now as we have the checkered flag. That's sneaky 5th. BTFU looking to finish here in 6th. Henry still fighting with Luktra. Luktra going to have a little bit of DRS to try and catch the Williams. Our penalty is going to play a role. Henry crosses 6th. BTFU has dropped back into 7th. Luktra in 8th. Aphrodite 9th. Ricky finishes 10th here. Jean in 11th. Samus finishing in 12th. Gadwin in the Red Bull finishing 13th. Jasko 14th. Tactical Veltro now getting ready to cross the checkered line. And Custom into the pit wall. Not able to finish this race. So 3 drivers out here, I do believe, in the opening round of the Misfits Racing League March Madness. Good job and congratulations to Recycle Finn, who has won the first round of 6 here for MRL March Madness. Zamajo taking P2 and Mikhail in P3 in the Mercedes. Very nice podium for these gentlemen. The next round is in the next 3 minutes. So we are doing gauntlet style racing, guys. This is 3 25% races with short qualification, sorry, 1-shot qualification, back to back to back. And we're going to be doing the next 3 rounds tomorrow at the same time, 5 o'clock Central. So very good first round here in Austria. There is the times and the finishing positions. As you can see there, Vettel, Rackety, unfortunately, Vettel DNFing on the opening lap of this race, in Custom with the DNF as well. Velcro in 15th position, the last driver to cross the line and finish their race. Let's take a look at the points right now. And just for fun, we'll take a look at the constructors. Williams with 27 points.